Welcome back to Casefile X, where we uncover the crimes of the rich and powerful, the stories they never wanted you to hear. Tonight, we dive into the chilling rise and fall of billionaire Carter Blackwell, a man who was celebrated as a visionary, but whose empire was built on greed, corruption, and fear. Stay with us, because what you're about to hear may change the way you see America's wealthiest elite forever. Carter Blackwell was born in 1968 in Houston, Texas, into a middle-class family. His father owned a small business, and his mother taught in a local school. From a young age, Carter displayed an uncanny ability to manipulate situations and charm adults around him. By 18, he had started small businesses, flipping real estate and selling electronics, learning the art of persuasion and financial strategy. At university, he majored in economics while networking aggressively with wealthy and influential peers. After graduation, he launched Blackwell Industries with a modest $50,000 loan, a sum obtained through charm, persuasion, and undisclosed guarantees from wealthy acquaintances. By the early 2000s, Blackwell Industries had become a multinational powerhouse spanning energy, tech, and real estate. Carter was hailed as the Silicon Gulf visionary and appeared at elite galas with politicians, celebrities, and media icons. Investors poured millions into his ventures, drawn by promises of innovation and impressive returns. However, behind the polished image, Carter was ruthless. Competitors who threatened his expansion faced mysterious setbacks, sudden lawsuits, regulatory inspections, and financial sabotage. Employees who questioned his ethics were terminated or intimidated, sometimes disappearing entirely. In 2007, senior accountant Thomas Green discovered millions being funneled into offshore shell companies. Green planned to expose the fraud to authorities. Within a week, he was found dead in his apartment, officially declared a suicide. Friends and colleagues doubted the claim. The door was locked from the inside, the window slightly open, and Green had no history of depression. The message was clear: Carter Blackwell would not tolerate exposure. By 2015, investigative journalist Nina Alvarez began digging into Blackwell's empire. She traced connections between offshore accounts, political donations, and unexplained workplace accidents. Alvarez uncovered documents suggesting Blackwell bribed state officials to approve unsafe energy plants, which later suffered deadly accidents. Families who attempted legal action were quietly settled or intimidated into silence. By 2017, Alvarez disappeared. Her car was abandoned on a rural road, her laptop wiped, and her apartment ransacked. Authorities labeled it a missing person case, but insiders knew she had been silenced for getting too close to Blackwell's secrets. Despite these tragedies, Blackwell maintained a spotless public image. He funded hospitals, donated to universities, and appeared on philanthropic boards. Politicians praised him, citing his commitment to innovation and job creation. Privately, however, Carter maintained an army of lawyers, lobbyists, and PR agents to suppress stories. He monitored journalists, maintained offshore surveillance, and cultivated informants within regulatory agencies. Anyone threatening his empire faced ruin or disappearance. In 2021, Marcus Ellison, a former vice president at Blackwell Industries, grew disillusioned after witnessing cover-ups of worker deaths, fraudulent financial statements, and threats to journalists. He secretly copied tens of thousands of internal documents and leaked them to a nonprofit investigative group. The files exposed massive offshore money laundering operations, bribery and manipulation of federal regulators, connections to violent organized crime involved in intimidation and murder, payments to silence journalists, including Nina Alvarez. The revelations ignited national outrage. Protests erupted in major U.S. cities, demanding Blackwell's arrest and justice for the victims. Federal investigators raided Blackwell Industries' headquarters, Carter's residences, and corporate offices. Evidence of bribery, fraud, and involvement in multiple deaths was overwhelming. Previously silenced employees came forward to testify. Witnesses revealed the scale of Blackwell's corruption, naming those who had been threatened or disappeared. In early 2023, Carter Blackwell was arrested outside his Houston mansion. Photographs captured him handcuffed, flanked by FBI agents, his confident smile replaced by shock and disbelief. The trial captivated the nation. Prosecutors presented emails, ledgers, and witness testimonies detailing bribery, fraud, and deliberate cover-ups of deaths. Families of whistleblowers and victims spoke, recounting the human toll of Blackwell's greed. After months of testimony, Blackwell was convicted of racketeering, conspiracy, wire fraud, money laundering, and obstruction of justice. Sentenced to life imprisonment, he became a symbol that even the most powerful cannot escape justice. Carter Blackwell's story is a stark reminder that wealth and influence can shield crimes temporarily, but not indefinitely. Whistleblowers were silenced, lives were destroyed, and brave journalists disappeared chasing the truth. Eventually, his empire crumbled under its own weight. It leaves us asking, how many more Blackwells are hiding behind wealth, influence, and fear? How many voices remain silenced, waiting for someone courageous enough to expose them? Thank you for watching this episode of Casefile X. If you want more stories exposing the crimes of the rich and powerful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss our next investigation.